ain't no opportunities down there to like, you know, do something like chase your dream or something. Like no one gonna push that. I love that fan base though, like for real, like, but
they're like culty almost.
Yeah, they don't play about that dude.
Yeah.
They a solid fan base though, but they dumb as hell.
So you're only like a year in at that point, like when people are starting to be like, and was it mostly Louisiana people?
Yeah, mostly.
Reaching out, they just heard it. And
Me and YB do got some more stuff on it. Like he just recently recorded on some stuff.
All right, man. Well, we got a very special guest in the building, K10Beatz.
Oh.
What's going on, bro?
Not much, just chilling for real.
Yeah, how are you?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
I mean, you been working, staying busy?
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure. I mean, I know you have. That was kind of a dumb question, but I mean, like you said, you really haven't done too much in terms of interviews or anything like that. So I want to, you know, tell as much of, you know, your story up until this point as we can. So, I mean, you mentioned it a little bit. That was gonna be my first question. Is just like originally where you were from and, you know, kind of your upbringing, what that looked like.
I'm from Watonga, Oklahoma.
So where is that if people
like,
don't know? Like,
if y'all know where Kingfisher is at, it's kind of like, I'd say like 20, 25 minutes from there. But it's just...
So what, like hour from the city?
Yeah, around there. But it's just a small country town for real. It's like not even 3,000 people live there.
So that's where you're born at?
No, I was born in Enid.
Okay. So that's where you came up at?
Yeah.
For sure. So, I mean, what was that like growing up in that size of town? That's not something that you typically hear.
It was boring for real. I played sports and stuff in high school, so that kind of kept me out of the way of everything. Okay.
And so you went to high school, everything in Watonga?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For sure. So, I mean, you playing sports, is music something that you were like interested in high school or like I mean, I know how old are you?
26.
Okay, so had to kind of been
like because I was in band in middle school.
Okay.
So, but they had me playing the trumpet. I don't fuck with the trumpet. I want to play drums. And the band director, he wouldn't let me switch. So I was like, and I got to high school my freshman year. So I was like, all right, I'm done with this shit. And then I'd say I picked back up on music, like actually like wanting to make it and stuff in like 2019. Like a couple years after I graduated.
Okay, for sure. So you had never like tried to rap or make beats or nothing, just school band was the only music experience you had?
I can't rap.
For sure. So that makes sense, kind of having, I mean, I feel like a lot of producers have some like idea, like, you know, musical, like that.
Yeah.
You can always tell, I guess, when people actually know music that are you know, making beats versus people that are, you know, making beats. Like, if that makes sense. So, I mean, before we jump, you know, too far, I mean, I'm interested in like what it's like growing up in a town that small. Cause 3,000 people is like, well, how many people did you graduate with?
I'd say like 50, 45 or so.
So and we knew everybody.
Yeah, like everybody knew each other, and we was one of the bigger classes, like from our town. So
yeah,
but, it wasn't really much to do down there for real.
For sure,
it's just boring. Really, it ain't like no violence or nothing. It's just like it's popular for real. Like, ain't no opportunities down there to like, you know, do something like chase your dream or something. Like no one gonna push that or whatever.
For sure. So, what made you want to do that? If you know what I mean?
Like beats,
or just kind of take a, you know, kind of try to chase your dreams, I guess. Or is that even what you were thinking when you got into it?
I originally started making beats for my homeboys because they from Louisiana, so I kind of, and that's like my main sound. So
yeah. That's what I was gonna ask. I thought you might have been from Louisiana.
Nah.
Okay.
People ask me that, like other producers from down there and stuff. They're like, "Bro, you from down here? This, that?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm from Oklahoma. I just got homeboys that I met, and they moved down here, and they was rapping, so I started making beats for them."
They were in Watonga?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they moved out there already. We're rapping, and they needed somebody to make the beats, and you just.
Well, they wasn't already rapping. They was just around it, like being around that in Louisiana.
Okay.
Like that idea, and they wanted to, and they could rap for real. And like, they started rapping, and we bought some bullshit beats. And I was like, you know what? I think I could make this type shit, bro.
Yeah.
So then it just started from there.
Did you try to rap?
No.
Never? Never freestyled, nothing? You just knew?
I mean, like, to myself, yeah.
Yeah, you just knew it wasn't.
Yeah,
it just
you. Wasn't for me.
Okay.
I like the way the beats is made, like the process of it and all that.
Yeah. So you just dove in because you feel like they were buying bad beats, essentially.
Yeah. I wanted to make beats for them.
For sure. So how long are you doing that kind of? I mean, are they still making music? Is that like?
I mean, here and there, yeah, but not like consistently.
Yeah. So how long were you guys doing that? I mean, in that situation where you're just like, you know, kind of messing around making beats for them?
Probably like about a year or so, about a year or two. Then it just kind of like other people caught wind of my stuff. Then they started using my stuff, and I started getting good with it.
I'm always curious, especially like coming up as a producer, before you can like get placements and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And this is no shot at your homeboys, right? But like, were you thinking like, damn, like, I'm pretty good at this, and you know what I mean? I need to get somebody on these beats. You know, they might be great rappers. I never heard them. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
is that something that
that ain't what I had planned for real. It was just like, hey, I want to help my homeboys. I just started meeting other producers and started labbing more.
Just online. Mm-hmm. So were you posting to YouTube already, or?
A little bit, but mostly Instagram.
Okay.
Then that's pretty much how I met everybody on there, and started like really getting my name out there was Instagram.
And so that's probably what, like 2021, something like that?
Around late 2019, early 2020.
So you're only like a year in at that point, like when people are starting to be like, and it was it mostly Louisiana people?
Yeah, mostly.
Reaching out, they just heard it and kind of fit the vibe?
Yeah.
For sure. So, I mean, explain how, because when did you get your first kind of bigger placement?
Like my first, like, that actually like did some numbers.
Or just maybe even at the first one that at the time felt big. You know what I mean? Like.
What year was that?
Or do you remember who it was?
21, yeah, it was Lil Tim.
Okay.
Off the list, Quando's homeboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was him.
Okay, so that's a pretty big first.
Yeah.
How did he hear about you?
Shoot, YouTube. He just like I didn't even know he got the beat. He got it off YouTube, and like.
So you were posting on YouTube like type beats at that point already.
And Quando was on live, and they was playing his song, and they started sending me his live video and stuff. So I thought Quando had hopped on something. So I'm like, what the hell? And it was Lil Tim. So I'm like, hey, it's still hard. So.
For sure. Did that song come out?
Mm-hmm.
Did that ever? I mean.
It got over. I think it's close to 1 million.
But I mean, that's dope. I just meant like, did they ever get in touch with you? Like, hey, we need this beat.
I mean, I'm close with a couple of his homeboys, but like, they ain't never paid for it. Like
that one.
Yeah,
like,
they never paid for that one.
But I mean, it was worth it, right?
It got me exposure.
Yeah.
Type stuff.
For sure. So that's crazy. He just stumbled upon the beat on YouTube and happened to be, you know what I mean? Like 2 people away from, at that time for sure, like, people argue like 2 people away from the biggest rapper in the game for sure, I think at that time. Like, I don't even think that's a question around that time. So is that when shit started trying to like take off a little bit? Mm-hmm.
That's when like I was like, all right, maybe I can really do this shit. Like everybody fuck with my stuff. Like, you feel me? For sure.
So how do you go from there to, I mean, explain to me kind of the next, steps of how that happened. Like, did Quando get on a song next, or like?
I don't know. Like, I'll be sending beats like to like his manager and stuff. Like I ain't heard like no snippets, no like info if he got or anything.
Okay.
But I like to think he did. So.
He's heard the shit for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well then, I mean, how did you get the YB placements then? I guess that's what I was trying to connect without just, jumping straight to it because I didn't know what the story was. But
with YB, I was really sending beats since like 2021 for YB. It wasn't up to par, so like it just didn't go through. But then he went to jail, and I think the later end of 2021, and I was still sending to his engineer Jason, and he had came home in early 2022, and before the first one, I Hate Youngboy, before that dropped, I got a snippet. It was 10XO, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, he had dropped I Hate Youngboy. And I was just making beats that day, and my homeboys was like, man, YB dropped on your shit? I'm like, man, y'all bullshit, cause like the snippet just dropped a couple weeks before that, so I'm like, man, they fucking with me.
Yeah.
I go on this page or whatever, and shit, song, yeah. And the rest of
so you had no warning that was gonna happen, nothing?
Well, like, I ain't gonna say no warning. It was like an hour before Jason texted me. He was like, hey, what's your number? So I sent him my number, and I just didn't hear nothing else. And then, like, an hour later, that shit was on YouTube. But
you already knew he was on the beat? And Oh, you didn't even?
I didn't know. He just asked for my number.
Damn, okay. So when you heard it was when you knew what happened?
Yeah, it was fresh.
I mean, what's that feeling like? Like, that's got to be crazy to just, I mean, right?
I can't really explain it. Like, it felt good though.
Yeah.
Like, because like, I ain't gonna lie, that's a big one. Like, considering my catalog before that with just like a couple bubbling placements.
Thanks.
And then like coming up with that one, it was just like, damn, what the fuck, bro?
So explain how that beat came together, because you collabed with somebody on that, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. It was Rel and Horde. So Horde, he had sent me a loop or a start or whatever. So I was working on it, and I think we was on IG call. We was on an IG call, because we ain't have Discord yet. So we was on there, and I was adding stuff to it. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna send this shit to Horde. Not Horde, Rel. So I sent it to Rel, he had laid down the drums on it, and then, I ain't gonna lie, that beat sat for like almost a year and a half.
Damn.
Like, that beat was old. Like, by the time that song dropped, it was about a year old. So like, I didn't think.
That came out what, 2023?
2022.
Okay, yeah.
So like, I didn't even think of it being that beat. So like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even really like that beat for real. I Hate Youngboy beat. It's just like, it got that energy though.
Yeah,
like,
no, it definitely does.
Yeah.
And so, what did you feel like about the reception, of the song? Because that was a very, without getting it, I'm not trying to ask you like a messy ass question, but just being kind of so closely connected to like the talk of the end, like that's what people were talking about that day, was the fact that YoungBoy dropped that song, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, did you like just? I guess I'm just curious what your thoughts were on all that.
Shoot, it's on hard. Like, I don't really try to get into what the rappers I'm working with, like, their situations.
Yeah.
If you feel what I'm saying. Like, I don't try to get in all that. I just like making beats.
Facts. Some producers do that. You know what I mean? Even like with like, it's not related really, but well, everything's kind of related. But like the Metro shit, you know what I mean? Like some producers are kind of,
Yeah, I done had like some producers shut the door on me because like my producer tag is YB. I done had some people shut the door on me for that.
Because he is your tag now?
Like, he the voice on it.
Yeah.
So I done had people like kind of stay away from that.
Really? Other producers you're saying?
And artists too.
What?
Like a little bit of both.
Yeah, that's
but
crazy.
I don't take offense to it though. It's like, okay, that's y'all business. You don't want to fuck with it. All right,
yeah.
cool.
And it's not like you're
like
picking a side. That's just who you know,
That's
fuck
just my
with you.
stamp,
Like, yeah, like
that's my stamp. You feel me?
you would be crazy not to have YB be your tag. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
honestly, I'm curious. How did the tag come about?
So, it kind of, my name K10Beatz. So, my homeboys was calling me K10 before I even picked up this shit. So, it just fit like K10Beatz. And then he had an IG live where he was talking to his homeboy, Ben 10. He was like, say 10. And like, Travis, my homeboy, he from Louisiana, he sent me a clip of it. He's like, man, this your tag right here. Cause I was looking for a tag. He's like, bitch, this your tag right here. Like, you gotta edit it or something. I was like, all right. And we just went with it for that.
Facts. I thought that was, I thought it was personalized type shit. Like,
oh, no.
So did you have that already? Like beforehand?
Mm-mm. Like, I had an old tag, like a voice memo tag of me in like a little kid voice. I like pitched it up.
Okay, for sure. So, I mean, talk about, I'm sure once that song dropped and like, you know, people saw your name in the credits and all that, like DMs and just, I'm sure conversations changed a little bit, right? Like the people that you're talking to and the people that are reaching out to.
Yeah, hella people just started flooding me and like, they just wanted to work, reach out, hey, where can I send loops? Hey, you like, can I send beats? I'm like, well, I ain't that close, you know. But I mean, yeah, if you want work, you can send me labs, you know, we can do whatever. As long as it's genuine though. Like, I just don't want to be someone's stepping stone.
Facts, no, for sure. Yeah. How does that work, like as a producer? Or for you, I guess, at least, like when somebody wants to not necessarily I'm asking from like two producers standpoint, like how does that work for you?
Like working together?
Yeah.
Whatever. Shoot, if you hard, send something to my email. If I fuck with it, I'm gonna use it.
I'm saying, so like, is it usually just something that like you started that's like, or do you have like drum guys and like this is like your, you know what I mean? Like I got this everything lined up. I need to send it to him. He'll put some 808s on there, or is it just like stuff that you can't figure out how to finish, or like?
It just go off the feeling. Like if I'm making something and I feel like, oh, my homeboy, he can snap on this. Like this seemed like some stuff he can put something on. I send it to him, or if, like my homeboy send me something. If I fuck with it, if it my style, I'll put my drums on it.
For sure.
But like it just go off like the moment. Like if we in Discord normally, which we is, we'll be cooking up like right there. We can see what we cooking and all that. We're like, hey, send me that, or hey, you can go ahead and finish that by yourself. Yada.
Does it ever get weird on the back end? Like now that you're getting like bigger placements, and how does that work? In the position that you're in, like, are you getting some type of split, or are you just selling the beats, or I mean?
So really, you get advanced through the label, like with an artist like YB. So you get advanced through the label, and then you'll have your percent for the back end, like for streams, you know, purchases of the single or album or whatever. And that's publishing and royalties. Yeah. So yeah, you get a back end for that.
For sure.
Like a percentage.
Does that get weird when you're sending stuff back and forth and you're in Discord groups and you know what I mean? Like,
nah, because like it's all love with all of us in there. Cause like the ones that I really work with, like we came up from, like whenever I first started, I'm still working with them boys. Okay. Like,
so these are the people from Louisiana that found you on Instagram. I mean, maybe, but like that type of.
Some of them, yeah, but.
Yeah. But that era of
Yeah, type stuff, yeah.
I mean, for sure. So, I mean, talk about that. I know you touched on it, like people DMing and, you know what I mean? I kind of cut you off a little bit and I had a different question, but like, what are you thinking at that point when stuff's, you know, heating up and like?
At that moment, I really wasn't thinking. I was just like, hey, it's time to go.
Reacting type shit.
Yeah. Like, I was just ready to work after that for real. Like, it didn't matter, like, with who, like, for who, like, let's go.
For sure. You have people reach out to you on like management, or I mean labels will sign producers and stuff like that.
A couple try to manage me and stuff, but I ain't really found one that like it sounded like the right deal for me, or like I was comfortable with.
For sure. So you just still doing everything yourself right now?
Yeah.
For sure. So I got a confession, right? I'm a big ass YB fan. That's not the confession. That's everybody that watches this shit knows that. I don't know how to say this fucking tape, and I never have. The last slime.
The last Slimito.
Slimito, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
The last Slimito, right? So you had 3 credits on there. 4. Excuse me. My bad. My bad. No, my bad. You have 4 credits on there, and that was. I Hate Youngboy was a single on that, right? So that was pretty soon after that. Yeah. Was that all from that same beat pack that they already had, or did they hit you back up after?
I Hate Youngboy was like before all those other ones on the last Slimito. But I will say, like Nightfall and the other 3, those was a whole different pack, like later on.
Okay. So that I Hate Youngboy was sitting in an email somewhere for a long time.
Yeah.
So did they hit you back up, or it was just more stuff that they had, and then they?
Yeah, Jason, he hit me up for more stuff.
Okay, after the song dropped?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But Jason, he held that beat, the I Hate Youngboy beat, for like a year. So he tells me, I don't know. He said he held it for like a year for it. Then he just pulled it up for YB.
Like he knew it was good and he was trying to wait for the right moment to show it to him type of shit, or?
Yeah.
I mean, he showed it to him when the energy was right to get on it, for sure.
Yeah.
So, I don't even know if you know this. You kind of started an argument on Reddit. It was a minute ago. But I think you quoted something that said, the last Slimito is better than AI Youngboy 2. So first off, I'm gonna let you speak your piece right there. Like, is that, I mean, if you're just being biased, you can say that. Like, I'm not mad at you. I would expect you to be.
It is a little biased, but I ain't gonna lie. The backstory behind that, I'm trolling the fan base. Like, there's a lot of built up to that on Twitter for that. But I was really trolling that day. But in my opinion, like, it's close. Like, I put them 2 albums in my top 3 from bro. As far as a well put together like project.
I don't think that's crazy to say.
With the versatility of it too, I could put it up there.
Yeah, no, it is a good project. I just feel like, hey,
But AI Youngboy too, that's one of the
classic
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. So what'd you end up with off of that? Two plaques? Off of that project?
I really ain't bought them plaques.
Well,
but yeah, I think it's 3. Yeah, 3.
3.
Cause gold is platinum.
Platinum, right?
It's eligible, but
they haven't done the paperwork.
It ain't certified. Same with the platinum for the last Slimito.
Okay.
It's platinum too, but they ain't certified.
Explain that to people, because I feel like people don't really understand.
It's like
how that works with RIAA? Mm-hmm. Like that. It's a whole process of like.
The sales be there, like they'll go through a process where like, oh, it's reached the amount of sales, but the label and the artist or whatever, they gotta claim it. Like they gotta go through IRA, the process of claiming it. So it probably take longer than it really is.
Yeah, and they gotta like file some paperwork, and then they like audit the sales or something, right? Like to make sure that it's legit and all that. So the ones, and then I want you to explain too, you said, I know what you mean by I haven't bought the plaques, but like, they don't just show up at your doorstep when you...
I wish they did, but no, that you gotta pay for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is that? Have you looked into that? Like what that looks like?
They're like $350
a
piece, 300, 400.
Which is not crazy, I guess, but like,
I feel
For you
like
to
we
have to
should
pay
get
to
them
give
bitches
you
free.
to get an award is crazy.
I feel like we should get them free.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Considering like we was on the body of work.
Yeah, for sure. You kind of touched on it a little bit, and I'm curious, like, to be, because you kind of got thrown into like the young boy like world, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And his fans are psycho. Like, I think that's fair to say, you know what I mean? Like, YoungBoy fans are crazy. Especially, like, I feel like some of that shit has died down a little bit. Like, a lot of those dudes were, like, 14 probably, or, you know what I mean? 16 years old, and they're kind of growing up a little bit now. But, like, a few years ago especially, and still now, but his fans are crazy. So, like, how were you having to deal with that a little bit?
Yeah, like, I love that fan base though, like, for real, like, but
they're like culty almost.
Yeah, low key, they really, they don't play about that dude.
Yeah,
like, but they a solid fan base though, but they dumb as hell. But
explain what you mean by that.
They just don't know what they want from bro. Like right now, they begging this dude to drop, but a couple months ago it's like, hey bro, slow down. In which I understand he dropped like like 8 projects, but yeah, they'll get on you for like they ain't got no chill. No matter Instagram, Twitter. You see on Reddit, they be coming at me on Reddit.
Yeah, I saw somebody a screenshot of the tweet that it was like I don't know if it was basically you said stop sending me paragraphs about YoungBoy, but like not because they were like trying to play it like you were like talking shit about YoungBoy, but it's obviously that you're just like y'all care too much.
Yeah, like it come to a point where like, hey, y'all doing too much.
Yeah.
But like, because even like the stuff they expect of me or they be putting on me, like, bro, that's outside my pay grade. I can't do nothing about it. I send the beats. If you fuck with it, you fuck with it.
They be in your DMs mad at you, like.
Yeah, sometimes they be mad at me.
For what, like in particular? Or just like on some trolling, mad on the internet shit?
More so trolling. Most of the time they be trolling.
Like tell him to drop or something?
Like, man, tell YB to drop this. Like, man, send him this type stuff. Like, yeah, it just, they voice their opinion a lot. That's really what it be.
Oh man, and it's not like you got some, like, you got some influence on, it's dropping that album or something.
Yeah, like, I ain't got no,
facts.
Ain't got no influence on it.
That's funny. So, I mean, you've done a shit ton of stuff since then, right?
Yeah.
And like, I feel like that obviously opened up a bunch of doors for you, you know what I mean? Like I said, being on, not to make an argument, like one of it, for sure, the biggest rappers, you know what I mean, in the game. So like, I mean, just talk about kind of how stuff has changed for you since that moment.
I mean, it kind of, working with bro, it changed my life, like, for the better. Like, financially, it helped me, and it helped me realize, like, hey, I can really do something, like, because I just, at the end of the day, I just always wanted to be somebody for.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, like, it just helped me, I guess, just my overall whole situation.
Were you living in the city already when that happened? Or that's when you moved?
I was still with my mom when I Hate YoungBoy and all that shit was going on.
Was your family like, I feel like there's two, like some people's family kind of, understands, like, it's some people, not that they don't understand, but it's just kind of hard to explain, like, hey, like some crazy shit just happened, ma. Like, where were your people like, did they get it?
Like, yeah, like my mom she knew I was making beats, but she didn't really know who YoungBoy was and like how big of a figure or how big it was for that to happen in the moment. But after she started listening, like she listened to the song and she seen like his influence and what type of person he is and all that, they started to realize like.
Facts.
Yeah.
No, for sure. So, I mean, talk about kind of like where you're at now. You know, what you're working on, and you know.
Really, I'm just really making anything. I want to work with anybody. Right now, my main focus is like Boston Richie, Glorilla. I want to work with Rod Wave.
You feel like you're evolving kind of out of that Louisiana sound a little bit?
A little bit, but like.
I don't even know what to call that, like, sound, but it's just Louisiana, like, you know what I mean?
Just Southern sound for real. Yeah, I guess, but I'm, like, my bounce and stuff in my beats, that's just me. Like, I can't ditch that. Like, whenever, let's say I make a beat for Boston Richie, you gonna be able to tell, oh, that's K10's bounce right there. That's his type of stuff. But it's gonna be in his style, but it's still gonna be
Facts, for sure. Talk about that. Apple Music just dropped like your. That was what, a couple months ago. Like your essentials. I don't know what the name of that it is for the producers, but it's basically like your catalog.
Yeah.
And introducing people to you. So how did you get that lined up?
Dude, he really just.
That's kind of what made me ask the label question, because I thought like that's a big, you know what I mean? Like,
he just, I think I was following bro for a little minute, and I seen like that he's the one in charge of like shining spotlight on the producers, songwriters, and stuff like that over Apple. So I shot him a DM one day. He had posted somebody else's producer thing. I was like, we gotta get one started up for me here here soon or something. And I was like, let me get a couple more credits first though. So it was probably a couple months before that.
Okay.
And then he just circled back about it. He was like, hey, submit your catalog to this link. And I submitted it. It kind of took a while because I didn't get my picture right. I had to submit a picture like 3 times. And he was like, nah, that ain't gonna work. Nah, this one ain't gonna work. He's like, yeah, that
they're real
work.
particular on Apple Music about the dimensions and the DPI and everything. Yeah. That's dope though. For sure.
Shout out bro though. Dave Schultz. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but Dave Schultz.
I mean, shout out to Dave for sure. So I mean, what's coming up now, bro? How do you what do we got to look forward to? You got anything that you've got out, or I mean, do you ever know when anything's coming out, or you just know what you've sent? And
I just know like what I sent, but sometimes like just the other day, me and YB do got some more stuff on the way. Like he just recently recorded on some stuff. So like sometimes it just depends like my relationship with the engineer or the manager, homeboy, whoever I'm sending off to.
So it's more so like the engineers gotta let you know, like, hey, he got on one today, like
type stuff. Sometimes they don't tell me to, like, I shot Cupid, for example. I didn't know about that song until the day of, like, he was dropping that tape. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, feels like he's about to drop again soon.
He gonna drop soon.
Is that you know that, or is that like you just been on Reddit too much?
Oh, I know. He for sure gonna drop.
For sure. I mean, he kind of has to, like, with this situation and everything, like, but I mean, he doesn't have to do anything, but you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense to drop pretty soon. So, for sure, man. Well, shit, appreciate you taking the. You know what? Before we get out, I'm curious, like, your thoughts on kind of Oklahoma music and Oklahoma artists. Like, is it anybody in Oklahoma that has tapped in with you besides just like a Instagram follow when you know when you post a screenshot of the YoungBoy plaques? I mean,
a couple of them, yeah. Gang June, he tapped in with me a few times. I don't even know. We might got a few songs I haven't heard though, but I sent him a couple beats. As far as rappers, Gang June really one of the only ones that really reached out.
I mean,
but producer, you know, Rob Stovo?
well, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's my bro.
Okay.
I fuck with Rob.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he done reached out.
You guys collabed on anything yet?
Not yet. I had sent him some stuff. He might have fucked with it, but I'm not sure.
I mean, for sure. Is it weird being a producer because, like, and I mean, just talking to you, I feel like it kind of fits your personality. Like, you don't, like, you can stay anonymous, you know what I mean? Pretty easily.
Yeah.
You like that? You fuck with that?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, is this something like you want to get your name out there a little bit, or your face out there, I guess, a little bit more? Your name's out there.
Yeah. I don't really too much care for that. Like,
Yeah.
I just want my sound and my talent to be heard more than anything.
I mean, hell yeah, bro. Well, shit, like I said, I appreciate you, you know, pulling up. One of the rare people that we've ever done anything with that was early, so I appreciate the fuck out of that.
No problem, bro.
Excited to see, you know, where you go. Did I miss anything? Anything else we need to talk about?
Shoot, if you got any more questions, shoot.
I think I got everything off on my end, you know what I mean? So, well, shit, I'm, you know, excited to see, you know, what you got coming next and where you're going to go from here, bro. Like I said, we'll, you know, have to catch up again once, you know, you got a few more plaques under your belt and everything. So.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. No doubt, bro.